These cops were in a violent shootout.
Put the gun down now!
When they realized that the ones holding the guns were two children.
Don't let me do this. Don't do this.
The shooters were a 12-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl. They had run away from a juvenile home, broke into a home, and armed themselves with shotguns, a pistol, and a machine gun.
We were out here from 7:30 till almost 9 o'clock before we returned fire. We took fire that whole time.
The policemen wanted, as far as possible, that there would be no injuries in the shooting and that the children would hand over their weapons. However, the children had something else in mind.
When cops arrived, the girl reportedly said to the boy, "I'm gonna roll this down like GTA," referring to the violent video game Grand Theft Auto.
The outcome would forever scar every police officer who was part of the shooting.
The 14-year-old was shot multiple times, and she's fighting for her life right now in the hospital.
The case generated repercussions throughout the United States. Of course, the fact that two children were fighting to the death against the police didn't leave anyone indifferent.
You're also charged with attempted first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer.
Despite being only 12 years old, Travis O'Brien was already being tried as an adult by the judge in charge of the case. However, during the trial, he'd be punished like a child. On the other hand, his accomplice, Nicole Jackson, the 14-year-old girl, would be tried as an adult for her crimes.
You understand that you've been charged with significant felonies. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you've been charged with attempted first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Her father couldn't believe what he was hearing when he learned that his daughter had been part of this shooting. And even though he knew she had committed other crimes, this really took him by surprise. But he had an explanation.
I know she has done some things in her past. She's also changed medications. She has mental disorders that are diagnosed.
However, beyond blaming the two children for the serious crime they had committed against the police, the sheriff of the county where the crime was committed himself was emphatic in criticizing the juvenile home system in the United States.
This all begins at around 5 o'clock tonight when one of our juvenile homes, which is a complete failure and disgrace to the juvenile justice system in the state of Florida.
The case completely exposed the shortcomings of some juvenile homes in the United States, but it also exemplifies the danger of having guns in the home. And of course, if there hadn't been a gun in the house they entered, the situation would have been a mere formality for the authorities.
I don't know what to say. Where have we gone wrong that 12-year-old and 14-year-old think it's okay to take on law enforcement? What the hell is the Department of Juvenile Justice doing, sending these kids to places that can't handle them?
Ultimately, Travis O'Brien was sentenced to the maximum sentence he can get inside a juvenile justice facility. Meanwhile, Nicole Jackson is still on trial and could end up receiving a punishment of more than 20 years.